we have our judge tonight's Paul Biederman sitting in the front. And I want to tell you a little bit about his background. I also will let you know that he's a MPA judge. He and Bob went through the same class with MPA about a year ago, I guess. So they, I had to reintroduce them here earlier. They had forgotten. So anyway, so I'm going to give you a little bit about Paul. And when Paul, you said at the end of the evening when we complete our contest, it looks like we'll have enough time for you to do something with a couple of prints for us. So if everybody, yeah, if we can hang around for a few minutes and then he can share some things with it. Now, I have to say, Paul did a presentation for some of the MPA judges Saturday about a month ago, I guess it was, on his particular specialty, which I'll tell you about here in a second. So he's well known to the group. He's a Maryland-based retired board-certified pediatric dentist for 52 years. He's been photographing forensic and nature macrophotography since 1970. He is an accomplished photographic artist. I emphasize the word artist. He has earned the Image Excellence Award and has attained degrees as a photographic craftsman, master of photography, and master artist from the PPA. And Mike, you belong with that group, am I correct? Okay, so.
I have done none of this.
What's that?
I've done none of this.
None of those, okay.
You will.
He will. He is also a fellow of the Maryland PPA and a certified judge with the MPA. He has received many national, state, and local photographic awards. He's lectured, judged, mentored, critiqued, and conducted workshops and participates in many photo contests. Paul practices and teaches the art and science of photography with an emphasis on nature and macro photography. His post-processing relies on classic post-processing and heavily on digital artistry. I thought that was an important phrase I don't see often in the bios. And Paul, you have in addition to your wife, you have a friend with you this afternoon. Do you want to introduce?
This here is Lucy. She's my service dog.
Okay.
Hi, Lucy.
Well, he introduces the dog and not his wife.
Well, that's a man. That's what we do.
She's sticking very close to me because that's her thing, is to keep me alert in case I have some sort of issues.
Okay.
But normally she'll, by the end of the evening, she'll be more relaxed.
Okay. Well, glad all three of you are here this evening.
Oh, and that's my wife.
Yes. Oh, that's your wife. He remembered.
Name, please.
Her name is Hazel.
Hi, Hazel. Welcome here.
Yeah. And she keeps me in tow or whatever.
And I do want to tell you, Paul comes prepared. He's the only judge we've had that ever came with his own laser pointer. So we're all set. You have batteries and ready to go, right?
It has batteries and it has a second click on it.
Okay.
So when I push the second click, it makes whatever's in front of it disappear.
Disappear. Okay. Bob, watch out. Should I hold it over here? All right. There we go.
I'm a novice monochrome.
Okay. So what novice monochrome and what's our numbers look like, Mike?
I thought you counted them.
12.
12.
Novice monochrome.
Okay. And what are we looking for? First, second, third,
For
fourth?
one honorable mention.
One honorable. Okay. 1 through 4 and 1 honorable.
Can we do, maybe you don't do honorable for that lower number.
Okay.
I can't do this and look it up.
So, just to you go through every one. Do you read a title or no title?
We'll read the title.
Okay.
And through, we'll read the title, let you see all the images, then we'll go back through and let you critique and start ending and adding down to the first 3, 4. Right.
10% of one would do 1, right? So honorable is 1. That's the math, I think.
You can do the one?
Sure, let's do the 1.
All right. First image, finding beauty above. Oh, maybe you should be over here.
Well,
Okay, try it. First image, Finding Beauty Above. Firefall in Mist. Tower Lily. Donegal Sea Stack. Jug Bay Waltway. The Unknown Soldier. Just Winging It. The Dentist Chair, Eastern State Penitentiary. Smoke Follows. Regatta. Door number 12, Eastern State Penitentiary. Fuzzy. High arm stroke.
Okay, so I assume I'm looking up.
Yes?
And, oh, I need to hold the mic up, okay. So I'm looking up, and it's a very nice graphic. The corners are done nicely. It's nicely balanced out. You do have a flow with the black and white from just about black over to white, and you have some grays in between. The issue that I'm having is that this area here, which is what I'm looking into, I really can't make it out very well. It doesn't have enough tones involved in it. If that got some more tones, I would really, really, really like that. So I'd have to take this out. This is really a very magnificent landscape. It tells a very nice story. The clouds are moving in. Beautiful backlit white, and the tree is really very nicely silhouetted against it. The mountain, both mountains and the tree are beautiful leading lines that bring it up. There's lots of grays, midtones, darks, and lights. We have midtone or midground, foreground, background. I'm going to keep this in. Calla Lily, one of my favorite photos. Beautiful shape to it. The tip is done very nicely. It's captured here, nice rounded part. You can follow it up. The issue that I have is that this is extremely, there's no detail in this light part here. And the other thing is that the top could use a little bit more, what would you call this, background. You can see there's a lot of land below the flower, but there's hardly anything above it. It's being crammed in on the side and the top. So if I could add some over here, some here, and cut down those highlights, bring some contrast into the flower, I think you'd have a beautiful picture, but I have to take that out. Another fantastic landscape, beautiful foreground, midground, background. The sky is really nicely silhouetting everything, and you have your big mountains that are all nicely silhouetted. It's a time exposure. Good background, foreground, midground, black and whites. Everything is there. Keep that in. Nice walkway. I have one of these pretty close to where we live. So when I look at this, I have that good, it recalls that nice emotional feeling that I have when I walk through these early in the morning. So you have a nice leading line of this walkway going through. Your sky is very nicely placed in there. There's good vegetation. The one problem I have is there's not enough contrast. So the sky is gray, the walkway is gray. When I say gray, they're of the same tone gray. And the vegetation itself is, over here it's nicely separated where it's against the sky, but as it goes into here, everything blends together. So because of that, I take that out. Very nice picture. Good feelings, just telling a nice story. Black, white, midtones, foreground, midground, background. It looks like it's in focus. Everything is there. A little bit of an emotional story to it also. I'll keep that in. Oh, these little pogs. I love them. As kids, we used to open them up and stick them on our nose. They'd stick. So it's a very nice picture. The edges are done very well. The veins, you can see, they're very nicely done. You can almost look like they're translucent. The problem for me is the story is not really there. It's a picture of the pod, and it's looking straight at me. It's not doing anything. If it would turn maybe to the side, and then the other thing is this area up here, it's cropped very close. The bottom is sticking in. You have this, I don't know how much that adds to it, but I'd recrop this and maybe try turning it a little bit so you would have this line going from a diagonal line across it. So I'm going to have to take that out. This was actually one of the chairs that I started my dental practice with. I've seen this. I've also photographed it. It's a pretty hard thing to photograph because, you can't use regular flash there. You have to use all natural light. It's done in, the detail is all there. I'm going to have to get up for a second. So there's very nice detail. It has a little bit of a greenish tint to it. I don't know if that was purposeful or not. Inside the penitentiary, it is I don't know, all different types of colors and moldy smells and this and that, but I like that. I think it qualifies to stay in. When I originally saw this picture, I had to guess exactly what it was. And his face is sharp, the eyes are in focus, the smoke that's coming out is interesting. The problem that I have is I'm a little confused. The leading line here goes off to nothing. It'd be nice if the arm were here and the body here, or something, try flipping it around. So I'm gonna have to take that out. A regatta, probably right down here in Annapolis. Very nicely done. You have a good balance of the two boats in the back. This little one at the end that balances it out. This boat is, pointing up this way. The waves are captured very nicely. You're at the 1/3 mark. You have a big open sky here and then clouds up here. I wish the clouds were down a little bit closer. It's a little bit of a naked sky, but I think it's very well done. I keep that in. This again was taken in the penitentiary. I've been there, done that. The question I have is it's really a little flat. There's no real distinction. There's no true black, true white. So for the time being, I'm going to keep it in, but I have some questions about it. Okay. Brings back one of my favorite things. I was a big triathlete. Actually did some down here in Annapolis. And when I look out of the water, I see this. The capture of the water is beautiful. The capture of the swimming. The swimmers, he's using fast enough that you can see all the spots and everything else that's going on. It would be great if he still had the picture, if he could continue a little bit here where you're cutting off the fingertips. But aside from that, you go from light to dark, well balanced. Like it, it's in focus. We'll keep it.
I think we can spread them out.
Yeah.
Spread them out and let you pick the
We
winner.
do need an honorable mention.
We do.
Right, right. So 1 through 4 and so it's 5.
Two need to be eliminated. This is first or? Okay. Number 2? Number 2. This is 3? 3. Oh, 3, right.
What are you, 5?
Yes, first report and one honorable.
Yeah.
1 through 4?
1 through 4 and 1 over.
Okay, so what was that?
3.
Okay.
So you need 4th and 1.
That,
4th.
4, honorable. Also, I wanted to tell you that my wife is a karate expert. She's also my bodyguard.
Yeah, you should have introduced her at her name or part of it.
Yeah. So,
Okay, tonight's novice, black and white, mono. Honorable mention goes to Cheryl. Oh,
you have a mic on?
yeah.
Which camera is he showing this to?
Okay. Honorable mention, novice Cheryl Kerr, Eastern State Penitentiary Dentist Chair.
There you go.
I made that trip. It was amazing. I spent 3.5 hours in that place. I think I hit every hallway. I tried to see every single cell. It was amazing. I'm going back. Anybody want to join me? We can go.
Very nice.
Thank you.
4th place, Jim Hueskin, Donegal CSTAT.
That was taken last year on the Irish coast. It was just a treacherous hike down and a very difficult hike up, but it was with a wide-angle lens on the coast there.
Thank you.
Is CSTAC one word or two?
2, the way it's written here.
Yeah,
Okay.
CSTAT. 3rd place, Regatta, John Crooks.
Yeah, this was definitely in Annapolis. It was Wednesday night racing they do, and just kind of liked how the boats lined up on that one. So, thanks.
Second place, Catherine Rush, high arm stroke. First place, Fire 4 Mist, Tim Hueskin.
That was taken last month in Yosemite. I don't know if you know what the firefall is. There's about 2 weeks of the year where the sunlight hits that falls and they glow, but this is unusual that they had some cloud cover, so I thought it looked good in black and white.
Thank you. You're making life difficult, guys.
Catherine Rush says her photo was the Ocean Mile swim.
While Bob and Mike are getting set up, next month is our last month for contests for this year. And remember, the prints have to come back in for us to have our end-of-year contest. So we're not going to take them tonight, but we'll start doing that next month, and we'll give you a little bit of warning. But I'd like to make sure, bring them in so we can make sure we include them.
So this is,
This is
Unlimited monitor.
mono,
Oh,
unlimited, 24 images, 1st through 4th, and 2 honorables.
okay.
Flight 93. Bridge span. Still Grace. Christina. Bird on nest. Stadium High School. Cans.
What was that?
Cans.
Cans, okay.
Craftsman. Tobacco barn. Three linear motors. Silent sentinels. Colin. Old and new. Red shoulder hawk. Coot pursuit. Misaligned claws. Orbital symmetric reflections. Giddy up. Silent prayer. Winter's mirror. Moment of triumph. Classic reading. Under the stairs. The fireman. Okay, got it. Right.
Look at this as both being a glass, excuse me? Oh, I need that. Okay. This is a very nice graphic as well as a silhouette. Sky is placed nicely in there. And everything is pretty well balanced. The couple of things that are there is that this starts to can't in. I don't know if that's part of the monument that it can't in. But also this line over here, it's wider up here than it is down here. That can very easily be fixed. And there's not enough detail in this area back here.
Under a Red Glow is an everything photography podcast covering the entire range of photography.
And I can, barely make out that there's supposed to be something there, but there's not enough detail in that. And this part over here is kind of muddy. So
and now your host,
I'd add a little bit more contrast to that, but I'll take that out. Very nice graphic. I think I've been in this bridge. I don't know if that's out in California, but it's nice lines, nice angles. Geometrically, it's well proportioned. It's got a good foreground, midground, background. The foreground's in focus, the midground, the background. You're going from black to white. As I shop around the corners, I don't see anything that sticks out. I'm going to keep that in. I've seen this image a lot. I go down to Florida, do a lot of birds. I like it. It's a great silhouette. You even got the light right through the beak. You got all the feathers. Everything's in focus. For the time, I'm going to keep the one thing I would recommend is that there's very little over here and up here. Try to balance out your distance here. You have it here and something up here. It's too shallow here. Keep it in. I think this is a marvelous portrait. Nice, soft. Looks like she's going somewhere. She's dressed for the occasion. She's on the tracks, going home or wherever. It's telling a very good story. Nicely done. It's in focus. The corners nicely taken care of. Well balanced, keeping it in. Seen this guy around too much. They're always great to take pictures of. I love them. He's got a nice pose. I might try flipping this. And being that you see how his beak, he's going, it's pushing me off the picture. If I flipped it around, you'd be bringing it back in again. So you got nice detail, everything's in there. This is in focus, this is not. If you're going to be doing this, and if you have this part of the foreground in focus, this one should be too. The other thing is you have stuff sticking out of his head here and here and here. That can be cleaned up rather easily here, here, and here. And I would try flipping it and checking and seeing if you have any more pictures similar to this that have that part in focus out. Nice job, though. Okay, so this is outside my apartment in the Bronx. And in the summertime, I used to sleep out on the fire escape. So it's nicely in focus. You've got detail throughout. You have blacks, whites. It's telling a story. It's a nice graphic. And keeping it in. So this is the can. And it's rather interesting that somebody was able to do this and no little kid ran into it, knock it down. I would be that kid. So it's a nice graphic. I don't see enough of a story in this. It doesn't wow me enough. Maybe it's that it needs more definition. It needs a lighter center, maybe. It needs darkening of the corners. Once again, you have this is balanced with that side, but not with the top. So I would take this out. This is a nice study of a craftsman that's doing his work on I don't know what it is, metal or jewelry or whatever. So it's a nice picture. It's a good picture. He's concentrated, looking down. It's his hands. So the story is in here between his face and his hands. And that's a beautiful story. I mean, it's there. This part pulls me out of the picture. The table and the very light napkin. This is the lightest part of the whole picture, so my eyes keep coming back here. Get rid of the napkin or darken it down. I would see about, you can even take off, he doesn't need his whole head. What he really, when you do a portraiture, it doesn't have to have the whole head in there. But this is the important part here, his hands, the eye gaze, and what he's doing. So I would try reworking it. Nice picture to begin with, but I'll take that out and get rid of this light area here. This was probably, I don't know if this was in the Amish country or here in Howard County or someplace, but the scene goes, see it a lot. It's a beautiful picture of our countryside. It looks like it's an old-fashioned picture, nicely balanced. The silos are nice and straight. Graphic is good. Would like a little bit more contrast, but I like it. Let's keep it in. When this came across, I was a little bit confused as to everything that was going on here. What was the title of that one again?
3 linear motors.
That's 1, 2, 3 linear motors, which it is. It's spot on in focus. One problem that I have with it, or actually two, is that these are bright lights here, here, down here, and here. My eyes get brought to those. And this over here is muddy, and down here is muddy, and over here it's muddy. So I assume that this is taken under a controlled situation, almost like a studio lighting. And because of that, I'm going to have to take it out. But this lighting here, 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 overlit here, overlit, I would rework that. I have to take it out. I'm sorry. Nicely focused. Good idea. These benches are inviting. The story is there. It's a nice story. It's being told. The light is on the benches, which is nice. I would still like to darken down over here and here to give more emphasis to the chairs. It's taken midday. The shadows are very strong, very bright. And these, the chairs, I just don't see enough contrast in there. They have to pop out a little bit more. I love the picture. I love the concept. Nice leading lines, everything else, but I'm going to take that out. This is a very nice portrait. And you can see it's been lit with 2 lights, one coming in from the right side and a second light from the top on down. If we had gotten rid of this light or darkened it out and lighten this up just a little bit more, but your neck, so this is a portrait, so they're different. It's not a landscape, it's a portrait. So the neck over here is lighter than a lot of the face. This part of the forehead is too well lit. So because of that, I'm going to take it out, but it's a very nice portrait, nice pose. Good thought. Another nice landscape. It's telling what's going on in the future. The bridge is in the back. Looks like they're building a new bridge up here. You have a good foreground, midground, background. The clouds are in nicely. It's a little bit high up here. I would try to maybe add something here or shrink them down or do something. But it's a very nice black and white. I like it. Let's keep it in. Somebody was in my computer when they took this picture. I have the same picture, probably the same bird. Was this down in Florida? But here's your leading line. It's going up. You're over here and here. You're fine. I would give it a little bit more room next time. You have plenty of room on this side. And so my eye has to go up to the bird, but the area of high contrast is this long dark line and the light behind it. So your eye tends to go right into here. And I think you meant us to go right over here. So if somehow or other you've got to get that in. But I like the picture, I like the idea, it's got a good story to it. It could have some improvements, but we're going to keep it in. Nice job, good speed, difficult thing to get. It would be nice to have more over here so that the duck or the bird is going into that picture. The background is nicely blurred out. You stop your action there, you're okay over here, but you got to have more room over here. You got a lot of room over here, but nothing here. Out. Very cool graphic. Wow. So, nicely captured. Nothing's either burnt out or blown apart. It's simple. The only part I don't like is down in here. And over here, so I don't know if this is supposed to be shadow. Over here, there's smudging over there. There's smudging down in here. So when you're doing these graphics and you're under control of it, it's like an artwork. You're responsible for every little thing that's on that picture. And you got to go around looking for that. And when you have that type of smudging, and here it is, so it's not just one place, it's a bunch of places, and it's up here. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to take it. I love the picture, but I have to take it out, technically. Cool graphic. Yeah, I have these glass balls at home, too. They're great. Nicely done. Everything's in focus, everything's balanced. The distance from here and here are the same. The top and the bottom are different. It would have been great if that were the same, bottom and top. When doing these graphics, everything, all the geometry counts. I like it, and I think that we're going to keep that one in. Very nice capture. Everything's in focus. You got the action, everything that's going on. I assume this is mud or something, not those spots. The light would have been great if it were on her rather than on the horse in the shadow. That can be fixed. At the time when it's going on, you can't, but you can do it in post. And so I would like to see, like right now, this is the brightest part of the image right here and here. And it should be on her. At least I believe it should be on her. And on the horse secondarily. But it's a very nice picture, tells a great story, it's in focus, the lighting is off. By the way, when somebody said that I gave that course to the MPA judges, what I did is I went through all the different societies and saw what they looked at when they were judging. And the number one thing that came across out of 12, 14 different items of 5 different organizations was lighting. Lighting, lighting, lighting. So if you fix up this lighting, you got a take-home picture. Get rid of, that's too bright, it's too dull. Okay, I have to take that out. I think you can do better. Nice capture. Nice capture. Everything's in focus. Everything's nice, nicely taken care of. You can see him looking to get his food. It's balanced. It's simplified. Simplify and isolate. That's what Tony Sweeto was taught me, is simplified and isolate. One problem here is that this is a little bit hot right in here. And if I were the maker, I would take it and see if you can bring that down or some. You're missing all the detail in the light over here, and you have it in the rest. And because you have it in the rest and it's so beautifully done, not here, I'm going to take that out. So I was a little confused at first when I saw this, and then I kind of realized, I hope it is, that this is a reflection in the water, and it's just a high-key picture. It's a graphic. It's nicely done. It's in focus. It's balanced. I'm going to keep it in. Good picture of the bird. I like you're in focus. You've got something. It's telling a story. It's got its prey. The next thing it's got to do is flip it up in the air and swallow it down. So you have over here a lot of tones that are nice. It's not particularly focused on the fish. The bird is. And the other thing is that you've got a lot of land down here in the foreground and nothing really back here. So I'm going to take this out. When I saw this come around, I went, wow. And that I'll say that again, wow, this is beautiful. You got all your tones in here. You're telling a story. They're nicely lined up. It goes from black to white. The background is beautifully put in there. It's a beautiful picture. I'm keeping that in. Looks like either a lighthouse or something of that nature. Really cool, nice perspective looking up, stairs going down. Issue over here is that this part is out of focus and this part is out of focus. So you go from here and this wall is in focus, so you go from this part that's really in focus to these parts that are out, and it's distracting. So I'm going to ask to take that one out. This, again, a very interesting picture. It tells a beautiful story. The issues that I have with it are the blown out part here on his hands, over here. So they got to be toned down a little bit. You got to bring out the contrast, but at the same time, you have to have detail in the lights. It can't be blown out. But I love the story. It's well. The composition is really good, but I'm going to have to take that out.
All right, I believe we have 10. Do we want to try and lay them out or go through one more time?
Whichever way
It's up to you.
You want to lay them out, it's probably easier to see them all at one time.
All right.
Lights on.
boss is over here.
Just a suggestion.
That's what she says, too.
I know how that goes.
Okay, you can take that one away. Okay.
Out or set?
No, they're in.
Oh,
That's one.
This is
That's
one.
two.
Okay, this is one.
You want the 11?
So we'll start with that, the winners.
This is three. This is three.
are you covering some up that he can't see?
Just the ones I've.
Not many, just one.
Oh, that
I want
one.
to make sure you
Oh, right, right. Okay.
Okay.
The first, second,
someone
third.
cares.
Right.
What do we have, four?
How many do you have already?
Three.
Three.
So you
One,
need
two,
one
three.
more for place and then what, 2 animals, is that what we said?
Yeah, because it's 24.
So,
I like
is that 4?
four.
Okay.
This is four.
What's that? That's third.
Third, yeah, four.
So you need 2 animals.
Life is tough.
Two more to go.
These two.
These 2 right here? All right.
Not to say that they're all beautiful pieces. Very nice work. Very nice.
Bob, can we pass the winners through here?
Right.
You can see it better. Bob, is that our case? Can you just focus on here again? Pass the winners through?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Honorable mention, Tobacco Barn, Ron Pfeiffer.
That's East Stroudsburg Railroad, was on that, and on a rainy day, shot that, didn't even think anything of it, and about 3 weeks ago, I went back and looked at it and realized there was a picture there.
Very nice.
Honorable mention, Still Grace, John Milliker.
sometimes when you're shooting wildlife and the sun goes down, you strive to get one more photo, and that's what this was.
Merritt Island?
Maybe. Yes.
Fourth place, Winter's Mirror, Ron Pfeiffer.
This is one of the most fun pictures I've taken for a while because it took the least amount of work of anything I've done. It's on my cell phone. I was out hiking and I looked over into Severn River, which along the trail, and I shot that and I kept looking at it, and all of a sudden it needed to go to high key, and it turned out that way. So it's a story.
You shot a high key in the phone.
It was a bit overexposed in the phone to start, a little bit.
It's almost like Oriental-ish.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Third place, Stadium High School, Bob Weber. This was taken with a cell phone just before we were turfed off the high school property in Tacoma.
And what did you print that on?
Silver.
So it's on metallic paper?
Metallic paper, yeah.
Y'all should look at it closely when you get a chance, if you have. Looks pretty impressive.
Second place, Christina Fred, Venetia.
Yeah, that was shot with a 70-200 during COVID, and that was the last shot of the day. I've taken that a couple years ago.
And first place, classic reading, Mike Thomas.
A couple old books and old glasses I had laying around. It's actually sitting on this floor mat for my chair that I put on a table, and then the background's kind of a painted background, and I have one primary light, camera left, and a large softbox, and then a little bit of a kicker, I think a white reflector on the right. Yeah.
So why don't you enter that to MIR?
Oh, I could.
You should. Thank you. You should. Very good.
Hey, Fred, could you substitute for me?
Are we doing time?
We're doing fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the car will be about the same number of entries.
Okay. Tell me if I got to speed.
Yeah, no,
If I'm not,
that's fine. I think people appreciate the commentary.
I don't want to be mean. Believe me.
I know what you mean.
Less than 12 is a mini contest or something? Like less than 12 is a mini contest, right?
You got mine?
It has to be three competitors and.
No, we have three.
Oh, yeah. Has to have a minimum of 9. And how many do you have?
No.
Okay.
I have a black and white in my case. You were going to.
Yeah, so
Second and third. Is that correct?
no, this, a category requires a minimum of 9 images within a class to hold a full contest. In the event a class has less than 9 images in many contests, so you can do
First through fourth.
yep,
First through fourth.
First through fourth, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Color prints,
Light.
novices, 9 images, first through fourth. Hand delivered. That's 70s porch. Strong bog survivor. The dark hedge. City geometry. Impressionable bell. Dead horse tree. Lion in DC. Salmon waves. Here we are.
What was the title on that one again?
Hand delivered.
You know, I can see that the story of the hand delivering that. I'll tell you that it's a nicely balanced picture. The colors are cool. You're going from reds, orange, yellows. I personally, I understand the stories about the hand delivered, but that takes me away from this. And this to me is where all the interest is. That's the wow is right over here. So I would try reworking it. I don't mean to insult you, but I can understand this, but I think this is the point of interest here, and the hand is up here, and I understand it's hand delivered, but it's taking me out of the picture. Otherwise, I would have really liked that, but I have to take that out. Nice capture of somebody's porch. Looks like it's been done like in the middle of the day. So first off, I would recommend whoever was the photographing it to try another type of the day because the shadows here are extremely strong. But like the idea of the reds that are here, the balloons, it balances out. You got three yellows, 1, 2, 3 balancing each other. You have this fence that's leading me over here. The light is coming down, that's blocking it off. The issue over here is that this is not straight. It might be that the column itself may not be exactly straight, but if I took the middle part here and the middle part there, they're still going off to the side. So I would try, getting it back in again and reworking it. So I have to take that out. So this is one of my pictures that I entered. It's beautiful. It tells a very nice story. It's landscape, midground, background, foreground. You got an element in here that wants to be seen, and it is. You got a story. The wind is blowing. So that's why the branches are this way. The colors, the color balances. You have the slight oranges here against the blues, the beautiful sky. Like this, let's keep it in. This again is also very nice landscape. We're traveling down this road. It could be a Manor Lane or whatever. That's near my house, and they have the same thing with the hills and the dales. Nicely lit, nice tones, colors are going through, good story. We're keeping it in. This is an architectural graphic, and I look for things to be very balanced, very sharp. And it's nice, and now that I come here, I also noticed that they captured a man on a bicycle or a person on a bicycle right in the middle over there, which really sets it apart. So I'm going to keep this in. Bong. Cool. I can hear the bell ringing. I can see it ringing. It tells a great story. You know, there's the old adage, you can have something that has all the perfect sharpness and everything else and not be a good story, and something that's a good story and may not have everything in perfect sharpness. And this over here, I think, is outstanding. I love it. Let's keep it in. Again, looks like you had fun that night with the Milky Way and lighting up this tree. So the problem is I don't know which is more important, the tree or the Milky Way. And you have all that. So that's very well lit. And the Milky Way is behind there. It's a beautiful picture of the Milky Way. And then all of a sudden your shadow ends right here. It doesn't trail off. So if you were going to light this, I would think, you know, something over here or fade this in. You have a very clear demarcation. I don't know. It bothers me, but we're keeping it in. Okay. To tell you the truth, or are we going to lion? Okay. So, nice picture of the lion, lights coming through the right. We're getting some backlit over here. The colors are nice. You have your yellows and oranges against your blues. The fence cuts through his head. It would be so nice if that fence weren't there, but it is, but you can get rid of it. The lightest part of the picture are the feet over here, so my eye is drawn here rather than to his face. The second lightest part are the mane and the tail, and I would still like to see the face more lit. So I'm going to ask to take that out. It's really a cool graphic. It looks like it's on a tennis court or something, but I don't know where it is. I'm not going to say more than that, but it's very nice, good leading lines. It has a nice story to it. There's something that just floats my imagination when I see this. It's got both left brain, right brain working. For the most part, everything's in focus in the front. As it goes to the back, it's going out of focus, which is fine. It's got a nice story. I'm going to keep that in.
Lay them all out?
Yeah.
So what do I choose here?
1 through 4.
1 through 4? Yeah.
Closer.
You got them right across here.
These.
Yep, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah, there's one.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
You know, you guys make this very difficult.
Good.
Okay, tonight's novice color.
Use the box so we can send them out.
Okay. Get rid of those. Tonight's color novice, 4th place, Salmon Waves, Catherine Rush. Third place, John Crook's Impressionable Bell.
That one was about maybe 10 different exposures. I kind of took at different positions and then just superimposed them. So that's seen that online a few times. So it's kind of a style.
Where's the bell?
It's in the middle.
I mean, where?
Oh, at the Naval Academy.
Very nice. It gives the whole feeling of motion and, maybe I had too much to drink.
Second place, Tim Huiskin, The Dark Hedge.
Another picture from Ireland, and that place is called the Dark Hedges, and it's kind of popular because they use that in the Game of Thrones.
That's what I was going to ask if that's, could be used as a commercial view.
Is it titled Hedge or Hedges?
Hedges, plural. First place, Tim Huiskin, Stone Bog Survivor.
Another picture from Ireland. This is a peat bog on the coast, and there's a number of trees that look like this. It's just a very interesting place to shoot.
Okay.
Next time you go back to Ireland, you need to take a few of the rest of them.
Okay. Whatever. Right. Okay, unlimited color, 24 images, first to fourth, and 2 honorable mentions. Built by Nature. Shanghai Night Scene. Summer Stars at Spruce Knob. Regal Crow. Cathedral. Frederick semi-detached. Sammy. Sliding colors. Lines of transit. Airborne acrobatics. Flowering disc arms. Post-apocalyptic dentist chair. Charleston sunset. Opening day. Dining archway. Yummy. Lady in blue. Oasis in motion. Reddish egret canopy feeding. Super hornet. Jake's boots. Tiny morsel. Swirl. Long's Grocery, Texaco. There we are.
Very nice, nicely done. Reminds me of someplace near my backyard. swirls down in there. You can look through and you can see centuries of what's going on. So it has a good story to it. The part that I disagree with is the focus. A lot of these ferns are not focused. Looks like it's been a time exposure, but so I would do that, and I would try to make layers. I don't know if you can put this back in Photoshop and do something as far as sharpening goes. But,
Do a little equipment repair while you're done.
okay. Did my top fall off?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. No damaged goods?
Very
Okay.
good.
Okay. So I like the concept. I think that it has nice potential to it. It has good leading lines, has nice colors in it. The focus is off, and the contrast could be a little bit better. So I have to take that out. Interesting nighttime picture. Just learned how to do that with my iPhone, too. Question is, I don't know what all of these little white lines are up here and all this stuff. And down here, down there, over here, here. So because of that, I don't think they belong there. It's either dust or something that's not good. So I'm going to take that out. Like the picture, though. It's a little bit heavy as far as saturation goes, but it's very nice. Okay, so I see this picture and compare it to the other one from before here. So it's really, I think, beautifully put together, nice landscape, good foreground, midground, background. Everything over here and on the horizon is in focus. There's nothing that is pulling anything away. I can see everything around it. Very nice capture. We're keeping that in. Okay, he was sitting in my backyard this morning. I don't know how he wound up there. Is that dust spot? No? Can you use your glove? Thank you. Nice capture. Tells a good story. The leading line is going up from here to here around, and it's bringing me back again. The colors are nicely in there, the leading, the greens, the oranges, the white is okay, but everything is nice in there. Let's keep that in. What was the name of that one again?
Frederick semi-detached.
Well, I'm not going to move in it, but it's very nicely done. It's a nice piece of architectural work. It's balanced. The colors are good. You've caught a nice story with it. I don't know if this is pulling away from the picture because it's so light. You know, but I like the picture, but I would think about maybe taking this part off.
Can you make sure you're talking?
Oh, we got to talk into that mic? Okay. So I would think about that in post, but I like the picture. It's good. Let's keep it in. So this is another architectural graphic. So we look over here for very careful balance. The colors are nice, the way they caught it. Looking up at the ceiling, very difficult to do that. The problem I have is the column here comes up this way, this column comes up here. I don't know if you could have somehow moved that around, but then you would capture, I guess that's Jesus in a different position. And the windows are not absolutely balanced. It'd be nice if the two windows were at the same type of balance involved with that. So I don't know if that's too picky, but that's where I would think about it. But I'm going to keep that in for the time being. Another nice portrait. And I think, like I pointed out at the other portrait, the skin is done very cool. My only issue is the lighting, her arm and a hand here, or as well lit as anything else in the picture, if not more so. So as a portrait, I would go back and tone down these two, but I'm going to keep that in for the time being. Nice abstract. Good colors, good flow. I think the story is that there is no story. It just is nice to look at. I might be wrong, but I just like looking at something like that.
John, is the camera out of focus here a bit? Is it in too close?
What's happening?
Looks like the camera's just a bit out of focus.
Out of focus.
I think it got kicked in just a little bit.
Kick this back a little bit.
Yeah, bring it back over.
It just might be,
That's it.
let me move it around back and forth and see if we can do that. Is it still on focus?
No, it's out of
Yeah.
focus.
Out of focus.
Oh. Let me go to,
Well, the judges.
let me see if I can configure the video, see if focus is,
If you put it,
yeah, focus is there. Let me turn it off and back on. Something about this image it doesn't like. It's like that Ed image that one time that Facebook didn't like.
Yeah, we had it for a second.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was for a second, and then it wasn't.
Did we get kicked off?
Well, we'll try another picture, maybe. Maybe that's the issue. Sorry, you still have to call this one, don't you?
Oh, that's in.
That's it, okay.
Nice graphic.
Right in. Go figure.
you didn't understand it.
Does it do autofocus?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. You got something to focus on here. So it's a nice focus. It's a nice graphic. Overhead, looking down. It's interesting. It's not enough of a story that I would keep it in, so I'm going to take it out. There's a big story that's going on. They caught the person off the wave at the right time. The speed, everything is pretty good over here. My main problem is that this horizon line is just taking away from things. So you got light against dark, dark against light, and it's pulling me up. If they either darkened this down or extended the sky back here, I'd like it. I'm going to keep it in, but I have some question about it. It would be a very nice commercial work. There's some shadowing that's in it here and here. You know, if you have total control of something, you have to master total control. But it's nicely done, nicely balanced. It's in focus. The one thing I would say, like if you were turning it into commercial work, you have to get rid of all these little shadows. In other words, everything that is not part of the product is got to be like white, but let's keep that in. Very nicely done. I retired from dentistry. I don't want to look at another dental chair. I used to have a chair that looked like this. My brother actually got me one for my graduation. And I've been here, and the problem I have with this picture is that there's not enough contrast in there. You got this bright light that's coming in, so my eye is drawn way to the top over here. And this is the thing that should be lit up. This is the object of interest here, not this top. So I'm going to have to take that out. Beautifully done, nice story. I'm a little confused as to what this dark line is down here. So is it shadow or is it not? Oh, okay. So it was just from the framing of it. Okay. So that takes care of that. This is really gorgeous, the way that goes through here. Up here, from all this beautifulness comes in this linear orange cloud. And that sort of confuses me. I'm going to keep it in, but this part is not congruent with the rest of the picture. Even if you took it off at this end here, you crop it off, or you crop it off this way. But it's a very nice picture. Really like it. Nice job.
In, out?
In. For now, in. All right, take me out to the ball game. Good pose. He's looking at us. We got his eyes. You got the action. Except it's not enough of a wow of what he's doing. If you had his hand coming forward with the ball coming out of it, just another part of a second, or whatever. But that's your job as a sports photographer, is to get the action that's in there. This is the pre-action. So I'm going to take that out. This is a cool scene. Nice. It's like a landscape, so you have a foreground. Here's your midground and background. This part of the background is a little bit distracting. Okay, because you got your dark here and then your light. So dark to light, it pulls it out. Dark to light, it pulls it out. Over here, it brings it in. You have this light part, you have the dark part, you have the dark with the light, you have your beautiful colors that are going through. I would think of maybe cutting this right down there, make it a 16:9 presentation, but I'm going to take this out. Okay, seen enough of these guys. There was a time that when you saw this particular species, you'd jump up and down, and everybody in all of South Florida would be coming over to you to see what's going on. Now they're all over the place. So let's work to save them. The issue I have with this, it's you got no real detail in the lights. There's more detail in the water seeing the lights, and very, very, very saturated over here. So I'm going to, and so you have high saturation with the whites and the blues, or the reds and the blues. I take it out. Nice pose of a portrait. So we have focus in her eye, which is good. Her teeth are just blown out a bit. And you have to be careful with today's use of Lightroom, and it just, you know, you can make masks on teeth, or you can mask the teeth and then lighten them. But most teeth and most portraits are getting blown out way too much. So I would think about, you know, bringing that down. The other is when you're doing the portrait, this is getting the most light. The sternum is getting a lot of light over here, and the face has to be a little bit more appropriate. And if she turned her head, and I assume that you have control of this person, it's a portrait, and if she turned her head a little bit more to the left, her nose would be just inside the cheekbone. So right now her nose sticks out of the cheekbone, but if you turn it just a little bit more, and you'd have more of that eye to show. So nice picture. You capture a lot of beautiful things, nice colors, but I'll have to take it out. So it looks like the wind is blowing in this picture, and you're capturing, this is the only part that's in focus here. Everything else is out. And it looks like the tree is out of focus, even though this is in focus and this is in focus. Down here it's not. Up here it is. So I like the idea. I think it was something to do with blowing in the wind, or I forget exactly. But you know, so I'm going to have to take this picture out. The reddish egret makes the wings come up so there's shadow in the water, and the fish come up because there's shadow, and then they get them. And that's why he's staring down at that, looking for the fish to come up. It's beautiful focus. Everything is nice over there. It's sharp. Tells a good story. You have the orange and the blues, so the color balance is cool. You got this orange up here, so we'll keep this one in. I guess we're down in Annapolis way, so we see these things. I've tried. They're a hard picture to get. Okay, if I was going to be super picky, which I can be, with my own pictures I would be, is in areas of contrast. So you have the dark blue and then the light blue. And when you sharpen over here, what you do is you're actually pulling the darks and the lights away from each other, and you're making a white interface. So there's a little white line that comes around here. It's hard, you can get rid of it, but be careful when you sharpen these things. Take a look and see that you don't make these little white lines. But everything's in focus. You got the guy inside there. We're keeping it in. When this came around, I was a little bit confused because you got the stars and the boots, they're in focus. Everything else is sort of like not. So I don't know the total story behind this, or I guess this is another shoe that somebody's supposed to put their foot in. You have this area here that's in focus, the shoe's in focus. This is not. The background is kind of cool, but I'm a little confused with it, so therefore I'm going to take that out. You got that lucky moment where you caught her little bitty getting that tiny little fish. She's in sharp focus. You have that. She's got a good story. It looks like it's pretty much in the top part of the day. The light comes heavy here, down there, so it looks like it's right up there the way the sky is going. Nice little reflection. Let's keep it in. Reminds me of musical notes. So it has somewhat of a story. It's a graphic. It has good flowing lines to it. It's balanced. You can see the bottom, the top. Person went out of their way to balance this out very nicely. The same amount of distance from here to here. The person spent a lot of time creating this. So they simplified it, isolated it. You've got all these beautiful things going in here. You got from the light blues to the dark blues. Let's keep that in. I made a sigh because there are a couple of things here that it's such a gorgeous capture and a great idea, beautiful color harmony, nice story. My questions, and I don't know, I'd like to speak to the person afterwards, is why is that line here? What's going on? What's going on up here? It looks like you took out something, but not totally. Over here and here. And for those things, and you got, well, I would take it out, but those are confusing things that I would have to get taken care of. But I take that out. Nice job, though. Nice story. Out.
Bob, what do you think? You want to play this out, or?
Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we've got to get 4. We've got to get down to 6. So
Either way, you
Probably
guys.
spread them out.
yeah, all right.
We can put them on the other table a little bit if we need to.
We could have people hold them.
Right.
You can just go over there, too.
Just how we want to hold them up.
So what do we need? How many?
1 through 4 and 2. So that's 6 in all. Oh, just the pen, actually. Maybe number something.
Do you need 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any others?
No, which is
No
which?
honorables? One. What is he missing? 2,
His
3.
4, 5, 6.
So this is 2 honorables, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
No honorables. Okay, yeah, okay.
You guys make it very difficult. I keep telling you.
These are all out, right?
Yeah.
I used to coach soccer, and you know, you always yelling at the coach until that one day where you're always yelling at the ref. Until that one day where the ref.
Oh, just right on the back of the
Okay, coach, you're gonna have
just
to
let me
ref.
see. 1, okay.
You know, it becomes very difficult.
Paul, what is your last name?
Biederman. Fred, E is David, E-R-M-A-N.
I got something out in the car if you're going to go get it.
That's all right.
2.
There's a pen over there.
20.
It's like a pen over there, maybe.
Oh, look.
I'll write it down whenever he.
You're going to put it through the box, so I'll turn the lights off, and then we'll...
Okay, there you go. There you go.
All right.
So second, third.
Fred, I don't have that camera set up anymore, so I was gonna have,
Oh, no, they wanted me to put it through the box.
that was because of the cameras.
You've already gotten rid
Which
of
is a great idea, it works good, but I already moved the camera, I should have done that.
Would you have enough time afterwards to take a couple of pictures, or?
Yes.
These pictures? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get them ready.
20, what is this? Right.
Honorable mentions were.
This one and where's the other one?
We're missing.
4. Oh, this one. This one. This one.
All right.
It's 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so got him.
Great. Thank you.
Right. No, sorry. Okay. Unlimited color. Honorable mention, Mike Thomas, Ready Secret Canopy.
I took that at Merritt Island on a business trip a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, you just watch them for hours as they scurry around trying to catch fish. So,
Honorable mention, Sammy, Fred Venetia. S-A-M-I.
I took that a couple of years ago. I took it out somewhere, but I took that a couple of years ago. It's too lighter.
Fourth place, flowering disc arms, Bob Weber. Right, more of my junk.
That was yours?
Yes,
Very nice.
thank you.
The junk is not the photography, the junk is what he assembled.
Yeah. Third place, sliding colors, Kathy Steele. And confuses the camera.
That was taken last year. It was a cliff face in Iceland.
Oh, very strange, weird.
Is that a lot of food?
It probably was. Moss.
Moss or
Moss and food.
Very interesting. It looks like something was painted. He paints for a living, my brother, he's an artist. He would do something, that's like a museum piece. So.
second place, swirls, John Milliken.
That was Early Heights Carnival. It's very hard to get something good out there without a bunch of people, so sometimes you need to look up and just make something yourself.
So it was something moving?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And first place, Summer Stars at Spruce Knob, Cheryl Kerr.
Thank you. That was taken this past summer during our club camping trip, and I always love it there. Spruce Knob is a very magical place.
Very good.
Nicely done, nice spot.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Do you want to use the book, the box to show the pictures?
Okay. Okay.
You want to put this
So I
in the
want
box?
to give an opportunity.
Okay. You want the camera for that?
What's going on?
The camera, he's going to put it in the box. Would that be okay to set the camera back up?
Yeah. Because these are printed on different types of paper. I need a microphone.
So what I wanted to do is to give you an idea of different types of papers, when you're printing. It's not just, your choice of paper is so important, and how you get it, and how you finish it. And don't forget, if you take a person like Adams, his thing was taking the pictures, one thing, post-processing it, and the third and very important thing is, how do you show it? And we don't spend enough time, how do we show it? We'll spend $3,000, $4,000 on a camera, and we'll go out and we'll buy a $59 printer, or we'll run over to Kmart and say, print it, But you put all that time, effort, and energy into it, pay attention to the printing, and I think the printing far superior to digital, but that's my particular. So this is what's called the Elegant Lily. And it's been awarded, and actually it's showing now down in Texas in a couple of places. But it's translucent. It has, I don't know what they do with my pointer thing. Okay. Just the time spent on the background, how important the background is. When I brought this in, some art dealer thought he didn't believe that this was a make-believe frame, but that's all made up. The background, the texture of the paper, okay? Everything about it, you have to choose. You are responsible. You're the artist. Every single dot on that paper is yours. Yes, sir.
Can you discuss the background you took it on and the lighting for this picture?
It's all created.
Can you repeat the question? People in mind, you.
Oh, I have a thing on?
Yes.
Oh, so the question was, what was your question?
Well, the background that the
Yeah.
picture was taken against and how you were lighting that?
I don't know that. I'd have to go to the thing. They're mostly artificially lit. And I can't recall the exact part of that one, what I did, okay? So most of my work is shot with a 90 macro or 105 macro going back to the Nikon day, or a 200 macro with that. So that was shot with a macro. I usually don't stack, so I'm using a very low f-stop with all the work that I do, and then make it up with the lighting. And what I can't make up with the lighting at the time is made up in post-processing and working and reworking. And my wife can tell you for the last 3 days, 2 days or 3 days, I've been working on this one little image, trying to get little parts together, okay? So pay attention to every little detail there is. You know, all of the stamens, that's the thing with the flower. You have a stem, but the stem is not the important thing, but it's how it comes in. Use the stem as a leading line, and then that's your flower. What's the essence of the flower is the colors and the geometry and the little stamen sticking out. These are your eyeballs. A flower is a portrait. These are the eyeballs. They got to be in focus. And then these other parts, this is actually each of these petals was separated and individually toned and, you know, put back, put forward. So everything is there because when you look with your eyes, you have this stereoscopic looking, and you just focus, boom, right? That's what you focus on. And these other things are superficial to it, they're circumstantial. So you got to look at that. This is what's in focus. These are not. This is what's light. This is dark. This is what's colorful. This is not. So you look at that, start to look at a flower, look at a person, and start to pick apart what they have. Pick it apart, and you'll see it. Yes?
When you're doing this level of
Yeah.
photography, do you focus stack?
No.
No.
No. None of the work that I do is focus stack. Very little is. Very little is. And most of the work I do is outdoors. Some work I do is, okay, this.
What paper did you use?
For that's a highly textured paper that I then ran a couple of coats of lacquer on. So when you use that lacquer, it really pulls everything up.
And you created that frame.
Yeah, that's all created.
Photoshop or something.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. So this is, again, a flower. Does it fit? Yeah, okay. I call it Purple Passion. So the thing about this is, you know, it's a water lily. Is it just a water lily? You know, it's those colors that bring it through. And when you go take the water lilies, when you go to the ponds, what do you see? You see black water, and you got to take at least 2 pictures, one for the water and one for the lily. You know, and then you got to put them together. And once again, every single leaf, every single pedal. They're all separated, they're all taken care of, and then put together again. Okay? Nothing magic, well, just time. That's all you got.
What's your laser?
Your laser's still on.
Thank you. Okay, and somebody had the reddish egret and the fishing dance he was doing. I was happy you're doing that. And this, by the way, is printed on metal. It's a metal print.
I have a question.
Yes.
What would this look like if it had been printed on metal, like a very shiny?
I don't know, I'd have to see it, but I felt that needed to be muted down. Okay? I have this in a similar picture to that, and this gives it life. This actually gives it life. And you can test these out. You know, you go to the different companies, whether it be Miller's or their local companies, and just take a single picture and get them printed in 5 different ways on 8x10s and see what it's like. This is another way to print them. This is on acrylic. Okay, and who had the reddish egret?
I did.
Right. So this over here was a sequence of the egret, and they actually go vertical. So they do their dance going vertical. And in 1 second, there are about 10 different pictures that come out of it. Then you got to separate them and decide which ones you're going to put in. And then you have to redo the whole background and make sure you get in the right everything. So what they do is they spread their wings out like this, and it causes the fish to think that, you know, it's a shadow. So the fish come up, and then they dive down and get them. But this is, you know, yes, ma'am.
When you're doing the background,
Yes.
It's a separate entity from your foreground? Are you using like,
Layering?
layering, and are you using like, is it alpha channels, the channels?
No alpha channels, but doing lots of layering. Yes, I do layering all the time. Yeah. Last one, and then I got to go to sleep. So this is, I just leaned over the bridge when the ice was melting last winter. And yeah, it would just hold it up there like that. There. And so that's water under the bridge. You know, I brought it home and somebody already bought it before another copy of this thing here. And it's been awarded, but it was a simple little picture of looking down, taking it at the right time, and then post-process. That's not the way it looks when it came out of the camera. So what you look at when you come out of the camera, what I look at is focus and composition. Focus and composition. And when you're in nature, you can't control everything. And a lot of these pictures, what you did with the Milky Way, that was fantastic. You see, because you can't control it. You can't turn any knobs or do anything. You got to capture it, and in your mind's eye, then you can fix it or not fix it or whatever. So anyway, I just, and this was also printed on metal. I've become a very big metal person because I take very sharp, crisp pictures. So the pictures that you presented tonight were gorgeous. They really were. They all were very, very, very nice. I enjoyed every single one of them. It was tough. So take those, learn from each of them, and that's what you're going to do, is you're going to learn from each of them. And when I go to these judging things, they have 5 judges and a master judge. And you know who you listen to? It's the one who gives you the toughest, like, you get a 79 instead of an 80 or 95. You got to listen to that person who gives you the 68 or whatever, because there's something there that's telling them. So when I made the comments tonight, they weren't made to be negative. They were made to be okay. So let's see how we can jump it up a little bit. Let's see what happens. And by the way, all pictures I do, I flip horizontally. I want to flip them. And you'd be surprised. You flip it, go out of the bed, go to the bathroom, come back, and say, you know something, that looks better that way, or it doesn't. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that did something. I hope I enjoyed myself this evening, and it's good to see you guys. And that's it. I'm going home.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you next week for we'll see you this weekend for the field trip to Washington, D.C. for the Cherry Blossoms and the Kite Festival. And we'll see you next week for our program by Charles Goldblum on editing Milky Way raw files. And FYI, we'll send out an email, but April 10th, we're going to have a campfire after the meeting.
Who else going this weekend?
Good night.